Hi guys, in this video I am going to show you how you can create your own flexible and responsive menu with step-by-step simple CSS properties. We will use pure CSS and HTML and we will make it simple to create such type of menu. Now this menu has three properties. One, this menu shows interactivity and links animation whenever we mouse over the menu links, and also it has a site name which serves as a website name within your menu. It can be also considered as a website logo, but I have defined the text here as a website name. You can also see that when I resize the browser window, the menu links adjusts automatically, means they are flexible enough and responsive to the device layout on which they are viewed. So this is the property of this menu, and we are going to create such menu in this video step by step. So first of all, I will define the new coding file for myself, and I will first of all save it as menu.html because we are going to define HTML and CSS code. And I will start by writing the basic menu structure using div, and in that div I will first of all write the span tag, which will serve as the site name for my menu, and then I will define some anchor links with no link inside them but just the name of the links. So I will also copy and paste to make few links quickly. Let's say about, contact, privacy, and blog. So this is the simple menu structure for our website. Let's see how it looks. You can see it has some structure in HTML now, and the links are also appearing along with the text, span text that is as the site name. So let's define the CSS now. To define the CSS, I am going to add a CSS class to my menu that is named as menu, and in order to write CSS properties I will use style tags. You are going to write style and style close. There's no need to write this type. If you are writing it, then it's a good standard, otherwise there is no hard and fast rule to type that. Now start by writing menu and define the basic CSS for the menu class, that is this. Let's say I want the menu background to be black, so I will define the simple CSS property background black for the menu. Let's see how it looks. You can see the menu has now become black, but the links are showing in different color. So in order to change the links color, I will simply copy and paste this, and I will write here greater than sign and anchor, and I will write the color property and white. Now this is the anchor tag in my menu, and this is the span tag. So in order to make the span tag white, I will also copy this simple CSS, and also I will write here span. So what these two properties means, that menu has an anchor tag, that color should be white, and menu has a span tag and its color should be white. So simply I will save it and show you how it looks. You can see the span tag text and also the menu links are now in white color. Let's remove the underline below the menu links. You can do that by simply writing CSS text decoration property that will be set to none, and through this you can remove the any anchor tag underline. You can see the anchor tag underlines are now removed. Now let's add some spacing to our menu and some flexibility for responsiveness. There is a simple CSS property, display flex. Now you might have heard about other properties such as display block, display inline block. We will use display flex to make our menu flexible enough for different kind of devices. And with that, let's see what happens. You can see our links have acquired the space that was in between them. Now we are going to give it some spacing, and the links will show some spacing when I will add this CSS property justify content as space around. You can also set space between and space around. Let me show you what does space around do. I will save the file and refresh the browser. You can see our links have simply acquired equal spacing in between them and around them. And if I have defined here space between, So you can see what effect it will have. You can see the links have now equal spacing in between them, not around them, mean not on left or right, but in between them. So I am going to use space around simply, and our menu has now some sort of structure, but still we have to add some CSS properties to make it more animated and make it more flexible. So for this I will use flex flow property to row. Now you can't see any output of flex flow property row here because it's a default property set to row whenever we define display flex. So whenever we define display flex, the default flex flow property is set to row. If I would have defined here column, you can see what happens to my links. My links are now in a column fashion. If I want them to be forcefully in a row fashion, I need to define flex flow as row. So you can see they are now in a row fashion. Now let's define some spacing and padding between these links because our menu is looking like a simple line. So what we need to do, we need to define padding property, and padding property can be defined like that, 10 pixels. So the links will now get a 10 pixels padding, but it can also be defined like that, 10 pixels and 5 pixels. What does it mean? That it will have 10 pixels top and bottom padding and 5 pixels left on right padding to each anchor tag within our menu. Let me show you the output of it. You can see it got some adjustment in here. And let's also define the padding for this span tag because we need to define it separately in this CSS selector. I will just define the 10 pixels padding for that. It will do the work for me. So you can see the menu is somewhat looking good, and also you can observe there is a little left gap here and little right side gap here. So in order to remove that, you need to define the margin left property in negative value. In the main menu class, margin left to minus 10 pixels and margin right to minus 10 pixels. So this will do the work for us. You can see the menu is now looking somewhat beautiful in the design, and the fonts are not looking good enough. These are the default fonts, so I am going to simply add a font family within my menu, and I am going to set the value as Arial for now. So let's save the file and refresh. Okay, great. The menu is looking now a little bit more beautiful and in some good fashion. Let me show you, if I resize the browser window, how it looks like, because we have added flex property. Okay, the menu has become flexible now, but the links are not coming over each other. Why? Because I have not defined another property for them, which is flex wrap. Now if I define here flex wrap and set the value to wrap, define a width property to each link because I want them to have a defined width and through which we can make the links rigid width. Okay, now you can see that after defining the width property to our links, the links became rigid. They will not reduce their size flexibility below 100 pixel width. So the links are now wrapping over each other. Okay, so let's define the animation for our menu. For this I will simply copy this and I will remove this CSS. Whenever we want to define animation on any HTML tag, we just need to define the CSS like that. We need to define hover property of it. You will define hover like that, colon and write hover on any HTML tag whenever you want to define its CSS when the mouse is hovered on it. So I will define the background color to be white for the link. So when I mouse over the link, let's see what happens. The background color becomes white, but the font is also white. So we also need to change the font when the mouse is hovered. So I will simply write here color property as black. So the font will now become black with the background white when the anchor link within the menu is hovered. So let's see. You can see the menu links are now getting the hover property and are showing some animation, but this is very quick and it's not animating with a timer. So in order to define a smooth timering effect, we will write in the main anchor tag CSS here. If we want to define the animation property, we simply need to write transition all 0.3 seconds. This means 0.3 seconds, and ease in out is the animation name. So what will happen that all the CSS properties of anchor tag, if we are changing them on hover, it means all, will show a transition effect that will be of ease in and out in 0.3 seconds. Let me show you what happens. You can see the menu links are now on hover showing some transition, and that is of 0.3 second duration, and the animation effect is ease in out. So if you want to define a linear animation effect, you just need to write linear. You can search for other animation effects on internet, and then you can apply them within your own menu. So our menu has now got the animation of ease in out, and also we are about to complete this menu, and you can see this is also showing animation whenever we are going to reduce the browser window, means on smaller screen size it will also show the animation. So let's define a border over site name. So simply you will write border CSS property with 1 pixel solid white value. It means that apply a 1 pixel border which is solid, means not you can also write dashed here, which will show you a dashed border, and white color. So it means that 1 pixel border which is solid and white. It will only be applied to this span tag, which is our site name. So let's refresh this page. You can see this menu that we have created in this video and the menu that I shown you have somewhat similar properties and have become similar. Let's add another property here that will be good for us. Text align center. Okay, so the menu is quite similar now. You can see the about and home was previously near to the left edge of the link. Now it's on center. Why? Because I have added center text property, text align center property to the main menu class. So this is all about the flexible menu and responsive menu. You can see our menu has all the properties that I discussed earlier in this video, and it also has a site name, and it's also showing flexibility in it. So that's all from this video. If you want to learn more about web development, you can tell me in the comments. The more comments I get about any topic, I will be more motivated to make the video on it. And if you have any questions or confusions, you can write in the comments. And if you want not to miss the such type of videos, you can subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon in the YouTube, so you will get the instant notification whenever I will upload such type of videos. So thank you for your time. See you in the next video.